Hello friend, how are you? Welcome to Tripan Study Center. We are going to do today is very important MCQ which will be a very important for the exam point of view and it will be important for this competitive exam. Let's see what is our topic today. Today we discussion most important chapter here, International Organization, Class 12, cbse ncert, Political Science here. You know that today discussion here, MCQ. The MCQ here takes book basis here. This is most important for the exam view and the board also. And the first question arrive here, that's important. The question here, when did the UNA come into existence? That's important question here. When did the UNA, United Nations, come into the existence? First, 24 October 1945 to 18 October 1945, 3, 19 October 1950, or 4, 21st October 1946. You know that is the most important question. But first of all, we test your knowledge and I have given you few seconds for you. You must have a thought of your answer. Note your notebook and let's see what is our answer this question. You know that the question is clear here. When did the UNA come into the existence? There is the most important. There is 1945, 24 October, 18 October 1945, 19 October 1950, 21 October 1946. That's important here. You know that this is important. Two options, there is a very similar here. There is a first and second. There is a 1945, 1945. It's mean they're near of something here. But three and fourth option is a different. 9 October 1950 and 21 October 1946. You know that the UNA is come here after the World War II. It's mean 1945. Confirm that two option is eliminate here. 3 and 4 the eliminate is totally. There is only for 1 and 2. There is important here. The 50% chances. But actually the UNA come into the existence here 24 October 1945. That is important. The UNA come into the existence after the Second World War. Means 24 October 1945. That's important question. And let's see next question here. The next question arrive here. That's important. On your screen, the question here, what is the benefit of international organization? You know that is an important question here. What is the benefit for the international organization? The first option, they help our nation compete with each other. No, that's important. They help nation compete with each other. B here, they allow to the nation to the work together on challenging issue. That's important option here. And they provide to way for the nation to the dominate each other. And D here, they allow to the nation to the ignore global issue. You know that is the most important question. But first of all, you test your knowledge. I give you few seconds for you. You must have a thought of your answer. Note your notebook and let's see what is our answer this question here. The question is clear here. What is the benefit of international organization? Important benefit of international organization. You know that is the first option. They help the nation compete with each other. That's not applicable this answer because the help nation compete with each other. And D, they allow to nation to ignore global issue. That is nothing here. Ignore global issue. That's not allowed here. That is a D is a already eliminated here. And they provide to way of nation dominate to each other. That's not over here. Dominate to each other. That's nothing here. C is also eliminate. The remainder is at B. They allow to nation to the work together on challenging issue. That's important here. The benefit of international organization, the answer here, they allow nation to the work together on challenging issue. B is the correct answer for this question. Let's see next question here. Next question on your screen. This question is important. Arrive here. What was the purpose of the Leagues of Nation? League of the Nation. What is their purpose here? That's important. You know that there is an option here to the engage the First World War. B to prevent a future wars. C to be divide up the world into different nations, and D to promote economical growth. You know that is an important option. The question is understand what was the purpose of League of Nation. That's important question here. But first of all, you check your knowledge, and I give you few seconds for you. You must have a thought of your answer. You know that note out the notebook, and there is a questions here, and there is answer. The question is the purpose of the League of Nation. This purpose, what is the purpose here? You know that the League of Nation established is here 1945 after the Second World War. That's clear. The first option to encourage the First World War. It is impossible here. Encourage the First World War. That's nothing here. A is a totally eliminate here. And last D to promote the economical growth. I already is clear there. There is the established of the after the World War. You know that Second World War. The nothing is a promote to economical growth here. That's an eliminate. C to divide it up to the world into different nations. Nothing here. This is totally wrong here. The answer is right is a B to prevent a future war. To prevent a future war, because League of Nations established here the prevent of future war. That's important answer is a B here. And let's see next question. The next question is important. The question here, when did the Second World War take place? You know that's an important question here. When did the Second World War take place? You know that the option is 1914 to 1918. B here 1939 to 1949. C is 1945 to 1950. And D 1918 to 1939. You know that's an important option. That's important. And test your knowledge. First of all, I give a few seconds for you. You must have a thought of your answer and not your notebook. That's important. The question is clear here. Second World War taken place. Second War taken place. A 1914 to 1918. You know that 1914 to 1918, there is a First World War period time here. 1914 to 1918, First World War is here. And the 1945 to 1950, it's not any war here. And 1980 to 1939, there is not a war here. D is also eliminate, C is also eliminate, A is also eliminate. The Second World War taken place here 1939 to 1945. That's important for the exam view here, this question here. The next question arrive here. The question is important here. What was the objective of the UNA? That's important. What was the objective of the UNA? The question is clear here. The option A to promote to the international conflict. B to the facilitate to cooperation among two states. And C to limit the extension of hostility in a war. And D to encourage state to be engaged in a conflict. That's important. You know that's an important question here. But first of all, you check your IQ level. I give a few seconds for you. You know that you must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer to this question. The question is clear here. Question here. What was the objective of the UNA? Objective of UNA. First option, to promote international conference. That's nothing. This international conference, there's nothing here. And to facilitate cooperation among states. That is answer. But to limit the extent of hostility in the war. That's not a farewell. And to encourage the state to engage of conflict, that is nothing here. But B is the right answer. You know that B is the right answer is a question here. To facilitate cooperation among two state. That's important here. And let's see next question. The next sixth question arrive here. That's important. And question here. When was the UN established? That's important question here. When was the UN established here? That's important. You know that before the First World War, A. B immediately after the First World War, B. And C here before the Second World War, and D immediately after the Second World War. You know that the UNA established not a First World War. It means A and B eliminate here. The option is only C and D. I give you few seconds for choose your answer. You must have a thought of your answer and not your notebook. First of all, you know that the question is clear. UN established. UN established there is a after the Second World War, but before nothing here. The before C is also rejected. It means D is the correct answer. Immediately after the Second World War. That's the correct answer. D immediately after the Second World War. The important answer. Let's see next question. The next question on your screen, this question is the most important here. The question here, why were the 5 permanent members selected? Why were the 5 permanent members selected here? A. Because they were the most powerful country during the Cold War. B. Because they had the largest population in the world. C. Because they were the most powerful country immediately after the Second World War and they constituted the victory in the war. And D. Because they are the country that is suffering there is the most during the Second World War. You know that the option is most important here. But first of all, check your knowledge. I give you few seconds for this answer. You must have thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer of this question. You know that the question is clear here. Question is clear. Why were the 5 permanent members selected? You know that the UNA is a 5 permanent member and 10 is a temporary member here. Total member is a 15. That's important. But here 5 permanent members selected. Why were they? That's important. You know that because they were the most powerful country during the Cold War. That's not a favorable answer for this question. A is eliminated here. Because they had the largest population in the world. That's nothing. Largest population here. India is the largest population here. But India is not a member or permanent of UNA. That's important. B is also rejected here. And D, because they were the country that is suffering there is the most during the Second World War. But that's nothing is an answer. It means C is the correct answer here. Because they were a most powerful country immediately after the Second World War. That's important. Immediately after the Second World War, there is a most powerful country. And they constituted the victory in the war. That means the C is the correct answer. The 5 permanent members selected reasons there are most powerful country immediately after the Second World War. And they considered their victory in the war. That's important answer for this question. Answer is a C. Let's see next question. The question here, how many member states did the UNA have in 2011? That's important. How many member states did the UNA have 2011? That's important question for the exam view here. You know that A is a 50, B is a 100, C is a 193, D 500. That's important question and important option here. I give you few seconds. Test your IQ knowledge. You must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer to this question here. The question is clear. How many members state did the UN have a 2011 here. You know that 50 is nothing, 100 is nothing, and 500 impossible. But answer is a C. 193 member have a 2011. The answer is a C. 193 member of 2011. That's important. Let's see next question here. You know that next question arrive on your screen. The question here, what was Antonio Guterres' position in the UN before the becoming the Security General? You know that's an important question for the exam view here. What was the Antonio Guterres' position in the UN before the coming Security General? That's important. And who is the Antonio Guterres here? That's an important question for the exam view here. The option UNA ambassador for Portugal, ambassador of Portugal. B under Security General for the political affair. C UN High Commissioner for the refugee. D Security General's special representative for the disaster risk reduction. That's important option. And first of all, test your knowledge. I give a few seconds for you. You must have a thought of your answer. You know that Antonio Guterres. Who is Antonio Guterres? Not a UNA ambassador for the Portugal. A is a rejected. A is a totally rejected here. Under Security General for the political affair, that's nothing here. That's nothing. Under Security General for the political affair, and the Security General's special representative for the disaster risk reduction. That's nothing. The disaster risk reduction. This is not Antonio Guterres is the member here. The answer C. The UN High Commissioner for the refugee. That is the important answer for this question. Answer is a C. UN High Commissioner for a refugee. Let's see next question. The next question on your screen. That's an important question here. The question here. When did the India join the UNA? India is also a member for the UNA. But when did the India join the UNA? That's an important question for the exam view here. The question is clear. You know that the option is already clear. 1945 October to 30. Second is the 1945 November 12. And third is the 1945 December 31. And for 1944 October 14. You know that the option is very near here. But two options is very different. Is a 1946 and 1944. That is different. But two is similar here. 1945 or 1945. Because that's important. You know that here two option is eliminate. Option 2 and 4. The only option remainder here 1 and 3. First of all, test your knowledge. I give a few seconds for you. You know that? You understand? What is the question? This answer? Yeah, 1 is October 30, 1945. Yeah, 1945 December 31. Two option is there correct, but one is also is correct here. Who is answer correct? The correct here A means 1 1945 October 30 October 1945 India is joined to the UNA. Clear? October 30 1945 the India joined to the UNA. That's clear. The option is 1 is correct. Let's see next question here. The next question arrive here. That's important. Our question is clear here. Which is the most powerful organ of the UNA? That's important. Which is the most powerful organ of the UNA? First, UNGA. Second, UNICEF. And 3, UNICEF. And 4, UNSC. That's important. First of all, test your knowledge. I give you few seconds for you. You know that you must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer of this question here. The question is clear. Which is the most powerful organ of UNA? You know that that's important question here. UNGA, that's important organization here. UNICEF is also important. UNICEF is also. But the answer is fourth, UNSC. UNSC is the most important organization that is the most powerful for the UNA. The maximum decision making or taking for there is a UNSC here. It means it is the most powerful. The option is 4. UNC is the most important powerful organ of UNA. And let's see next question here. Next question arrive here, that's important. And question here, how many main organs are there in the UNA? How many main organs are there in the UNA? The A 7, B 8, C 6 and D 4. What? But test your knowledge first of all. And I give you 5 seconds. Note your notebook for the right answer. You must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer to this question. The question is clear here. How many main organs are there in the UNA? The most important question here. You understand there's a 5 organ, that's nothing here. 5, the option is nothing is giving here. The option A7, B8, D4. The right answer is here C6. C6 is the most important answer here. It means to 6 main organs are there in the UNA. That's important. And let's see next question here. Next question on your screen. The question is important here. When was the World Bank created? You know that when was the World Bank created? That's important question. Option is here. 1, 1967. Second is 1947. And third 1945. And 4, 1946. You know that here is the most important. And 3 options there is a nearby. But 1 is a different. It means there is a most important. It means to 1967 they eliminate here. It's a very different. The only 3, 47, 45, 46. That's important. The 1, 96, 96, 67 they eliminate. But first of all, choose you answer for this question. I give you few seconds for you. Note of notebook. You must have a thought of your answer. You know that the question is clear here. When was the World Bank created? The directly question here. Directly question. The World Bank created here 1945. 1945. The World Bank created here 1945. Answer 3 is correct here. The next question arrive here, that's important. The question here, when was WTO set up? World Trade Organization set up. When was the World Trade Organization set up? Option is 1995, second 1954, 3 1945 and 4 is 2000. You know that the question is very different here. World Trade Organization. You know that's important. First of all, I give you few seconds for you. Test your knowledge and note your notebook. You must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is our answer to this question here. The question is clear. When was the World Trade Organization set up? You know that the answer is directly here. Answer is directly is 1995. That's one is the correct answer. 1995. There is a World Trade Organization set up. That's important answer for this question here. Next question arrive here. That's important. And question here, who was the first woman president of the UNA General Assembly? That's an important question here. Who was the first woman president of the UNA General Assembly? A option is Rajni Naidu, B. Aruna Asaf Ali, C. Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, D. Rajkumari Amrita Kaur. The option is most important here. I give you few seconds. Test your knowledge first of all and note your notebook also. You must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer of this question here. The question is clear here. Who was the first woman president of the UNA General Assembly? Sarojini Naidu, there is nothing here. Aruna Asaf Ali is nothing here. Vijay Lakshmi Pandit is the right answer here. C. Vijay Pandit Lakshmi is a C correct answer here. Vijay Lakshmi Pandit is the first woman president of UNA General Assembly. That's important. C is correct answer here. Let's see next question. The next question arrive here, that's important. And question here, what is a Amnesty International? You know that what is a Amnesty International here. The option is a monetary fund of institution, B. Arms of protector, C. Water treaties, and D. NGO. You know that's an important question here. But first of all, check your knowledge. I give you few seconds for you. You know that is a note of your notebook for this answer. And let's see what is the answer to this question. The question is clear. What is a Amnesty International? That's important here. The military fund in institution is nothing here. The Amnesty International here. Arm protector, that's nothing. And the water treaties is nothing. The answer is a D here. NGO. Answer is a D. NGO is correct answer here this question. The next question on your screen, the question is the most important arrive here. The question here, when was IAEA established? When was IAEA established? The option here, 29 July 1957, B. 29 July 1945, C. 90 July 1957, D. 01 July 2003. That's important question for the exam view here. But first of all, check your knowledge. I give you few seconds for you. You know that you must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer to this question here. When was IAEA established? That's important and directly question here. Directly question. I give you directly answer is 29 July 1957 here. That's a great answer. 29 July 1957 is correct answer in this question. And let's see next question here. The next question here. The main objectives of International Atomic Energy Agency are to promote the peaceful use of. Question is clear. The main objective of International Atomic Energy Agency are to promote the peaceful use of. The option is nuclear energy, B. Global trade, C. Military power, D. Veto power. The question is important. Option is also important. You know that I give you few seconds. Test your first of all knowledge and note your notebook of right answer. You must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer of this question. You know that the question is clear. The main objectives of International Atomic Energy Agency are to promote the peaceful use of. The option nuclear energy, and B. Global trade, C. Military power, D. Veto power. There is an agency, Atomic Energy Agency, International Atomic Energy Agency. It means not asking here veto power, not a military power, not a global trade here. The answer is correct here, A. nuclear energy, because International Atomic Energy Agency only deal by the nuclear energy. That's important answer here. The answer is A, nuclear energy. Let's see next question here. You know that the next question arrive here, that's important. And question here, what is the privilege of the permanent member in the Security Council? The question is clear here. What is the privilege of the permanent members in the Security Council? The option here, they can serve for any defined period of time. B, they have to power to the bid to any resolution. C, they can appoint the Security General. And D, they can decide the agenda of the General Assembly. You know that is a question is clear here. But first of all, you check your knowledge. I give a few seconds for you. And not your notebook also. You know that you must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer for this question here. Question understand? What is the privilege of the permanent member in the Security Council? Question is clear here. The option you select, they can serve the undefined period of time. That's wrong. And you select they can be appointed Security General. That is wrong. And you select that they have to power to the bid to any resolution. It means you are choose a right answer. The right answer is a B. They have to power to the bid to any resolution. The permanent member is the Security of Council is the privilege here. They have to power to bid to any resolution. That's important answer. And let's see next question here. The next question arrive here, that's important. And question here, which UN agency is responsible for dealing with the educational and cultural issue? The question is clear here. Which UN agency is responsible for dealing with the educational and cultural issue? You know that is a question is a clear cut here. The option here, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Culture Organization. B, United Nations High Commission for Refugee. C, United Nations Children's Fund. And the World Health Organization. The option is also is intelligent here. But first of all, you are intelligent. You choose a answer for this four option and not your notebook here. You must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer for this question here. You know that the question is clear here. Education and culture issue. It means World Health Organization is nothing here. It is totally incorrect. United Nations Children Fund. That is nothing is here discussing a children fund here because there is an education and culture issue only. United Nations High Commission of Refugee. That is totally wrong. And United Nations Education and Scientific and Culture Organization is totally is here right because the question is asking here the UN agency is responsible for dealing with the education and the culture issue. On A option, asking here United Nations Education and Scientific and the Culture Organization. It means A is correct answer for this question here. And let's see next question. You know that next question arrive on your screen. The question here, which UN agency is responsible for dealing with the human rights issue? Which UN agency is responsible for the dealing with the human rights issue? A, United Nations Children Fund. B, United Nations High Commission of Refugee. C, United Nations Human Rights Commission. D, World Health Organization. The question is the most important, but you are also important. First of all, choose your answer. I give a few seconds for you. You must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer of this question. The question is a clear here. Question is a clear. Which UN agency is responsible for the dealing with the human right issue? You know that is a question is clear. World Health Organization is a totally cancel this option. United Nations Children Fund, not a human right issue. There is a fund here. United Nations High Commission is the refugee. It means to asking is the refugee here only, not a human right issue. It means answer is correct here. United Nations Human Rights Commission. Human Rights issue is dealing with the United Nations Human Rights Commission. The answer is C is correct here. Let's see next question here. Next question arrive here. That's important. And question here. Which UN body is responsible for discussing war and peace? Question is clear here. Which UN body is responsible for discussion war and peace? A. World Health Organization, United Nations Development Program, General Assembly, United Nations of Children Fund. You know that's important question here. But United Nations Children Fund is only for the children here. This is a D is a rejected. And A. World Health Organization, there is only deal with the health only, not a war and not a peace. So A and D is eliminate here. The option is a 2 is reminded here. B and C. But you are a most important and intelligent. You choose a answer B or C. I give you few seconds for you and note your notebook also. You must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer. You know that the question is clear here. Which UN body is responsible for discussion war and peace? United Nations Development Program, yeah, General Assembly. I ask you, General Assembly is correct answer here. It means C is correct answer for this question. You know that's important here. General Assembly, the UN body is responsible for the discussion of war and peace. That's important here. And let's see next question here. The next question arrive here. That's important. And question here. Which UN body is responsible for the dealing with the social and economical issue? Social and economical issue here. First of all, United Nations Human Rights Commission, Security Council, United Nations Development Program, World Health Organization. You know that the question is clear here. Dealing with the social and economical issue. World Health Organization, that's a nothing. That's an automatic eliminate here. United Nations Human Rights Commission, the only ask the human right here. It mean to A and D is eliminate here. The only B and C, the answer. I give you few seconds for two options correct answer. Choose you. You know that you must have a thought of your answer. You choose a B answer. The B answer is totally wrong. B Security Council nothing here. The answer C, United Nations Development Program, dealing with the social and economical issue. United Nations Development Program, the dealing with the social and economical issue. That's important answer here. And let's see next question here. The next question on your screen, the question is clear here. The question here, the international organization that work for the protection of human rights all over the world is. It means it is the Amnesty of International, B International Monetary of Fund, C World Trade Organization, या D International Court. The question and answer is most important here, but you are important. You choose a first of all answer. I give after you. You know that I give a few seconds for you. You must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer for this question here. The question is clear. The international organization that work for the protection of human rights all over the world is. The answer is correct. There is nothing international court, not a World Trade Organization, and not a International Monetary of Fund. The answer is a MST of International. MST of International work for the protection of human rights all over the world. MST International work for the protection of human rights all over the world. That's the correct answer. And let's see next and last question here. You know that next question arrived on the screen. The last question is important here. How are the non-permanent member of the Security Council selected? How are the non-permanent member of the Security Council selected? By the General Assembly, by the Secretary General, by the permanent member, by the country representing all continents of the world. Option is the most important, but test your knowledge. I give you few seconds for you. You must have a thought of your answer. Let's see what is the answer to this question here. The question is clear. How are the non-permanent member of the Security Council selected? Non-permanent member. The answer is clear. By the General Assembly, nothing answer. By the Secretary General, so not applicable answer there. By the permanent member is nothing. By the country representing all continent of the world. So D is the correct answer. D is correct answer. By the countries representing all continent of the world. That's important and important for the exam view also here. This topic was till this. We will be do their next topic in the next part. If you like it, then please like, share, subscribe, and share the video as a much as a possible. Do not think subscribe and save in your mobile. Thank you.